Hello, welcome to the Talkback for What Am I Rolling's Savage World zombie game. I didn't name this campaign. I really should. Maybe I will do by the time this comes out.
By the end, and then you'll let me know, and it will be like
I'll
really
be like,
obvious.
by the way, Fiona, it's called...
it's called...
yeah,
everyone
died. Whoops. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we almost all died. But like Richie almost died in the first opening scene, which was pretty...
Oops, all corpses.
There's part of me where it's like, okay, because, you know, you got bennies and stuff that you can spend, but like, what a thing to run out of bennies surviving your character introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Straight off the bat, that was so tense.
Yeah.
When you that zombie, I don't know what the stats of these things are.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah,
yeah,
they seem really tough.
Your stock zombie,
which
is not an armored zombie, or I've also got down a wild card zombie.
Oh, great.
Don't like that.
Which is, their attributes are D6 agility, D4 smarts, D4 spirit, D8 strength, D6 vigor.
Okay, it's actually kind of disgusting how close my own stats are to that of the zombie.
It's an easy slip over. It's
Same
fine.
smarts as a zombie. Yeah.
I genuinely, I took the stats block from the back of the Savage World
Yeah, it'd
book.
just be like a generic zombie stat. Yeah.
There was a generic zombie stat. I did up the strength. It was a D6, and I was like, that's not threatening enough.
Good.
Oops.
This feels like a zombie designed for pulp games, and I'm here for death games.
Yeah.
But genuinely, they can only take any wound not from like a called shot to the head or like deliberately hitting the head doesn't count.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, good to know.
Well, you won't kill them, right? Like,
Yeah.
you gotta
Zombie rules.
remove the head or destroy the brain.
Yes. I really, by the way, Liv isn't here because she had to run away. The rest of us.
Yeah, she's doing a very fun charity stream, which we're like, yeah, very cool.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So we're like, yeah.
I've watched so many zombies to prepare for this. It's one of my favorite genres. I'm mostly just happy to have an excuse to rewatch a lot of my favorite films.
What's everyone's favorite zombie thing?
Yeah.
Ooh, what a good question.
I have a number.
I know.
Zach's heard this before.
Well, you better go first then, Liz, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
give us some time
My
to think of something.
favorite
Yeah.
straight zombie, like just a zombie film, is the Dawn of the Dead remake, the Zack Snyder, James Gunn, Sarah Polly vehicle. That one's just like good zombies, well told. No one does an intro like Zack Snyder. My best movie with zombies in it is 28 Days Later. And also shout out to Shaun of the Dead, which is a comedy series, but also
good.
what a good film. So
Yeah.
it's my top three, I say.
I'll go with just the one, which I think blows every single zombie film I've ever seen out of the water, and it is Train to Busan.
That's what I'm watching tonight. I've never seen it, and I'm going to watch it tonight.
I watched it in prep for this game.
So Korean zombie acting is on an entirely different level from Western zombie acting. It is completely inspired by folklore and the way things move. There is a legitimate body acting to Korean zombie films
So good.
that is horrifying.
Yes.
And, I am so in love with that film and every single beat of it. It is pure perfection.
It's one of those scripts that I feel like you masterfully watch them hit every beat. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
They don't
everything
waste
as it
a
happens.
single frame.
Yeah. Everything as it happens is simultaneously so predictable while also so totally not seen coming.
Yeah.
You don't get bored. In that you are not waiting for something to happen because the tension makes you wish the next bit doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And then when it does, you're like, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Do you
This
know,
is
I
beautiful
feel
and
like
brilliant.
we're in that opening bit of Train to Busan, which
Yes.
Liz, sorry for the, but like, I feel like we're at the bit where the
soon as
train
zombies
has just left the station.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've seen what's
You've seen
about to happen.
something.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't quite know how bad it's going to get. And then
I
all
love
of a sudden,
that. And to be fair, trying to sell it to me with good zombie body acting is like my number one difference to me.
Yeah.
Because like zombies are so body, not just body horror, but like that uncanniness where you're like, well, it's a person, but it's wrong. Something's wrong. Like to me, a really good bad zombie film depends a lot on the zombie body acting.
I'm trying to think of the name of it, but there is a series set with obviously it's like Korean high schoolers fighting.
I was
the zombies
literally
off.
thinking of the same
What
one.
is it called?
Is it We're All Dead?
Yeah.
I think it is
yes.
called, yeah.
Because the zombie, I was literally gonna pull that as I mean, again, it's another Korean
All of
one,
us
right?
are
But
dead.
like all of us are dead.
That's
That's the
it.
one. Because the sort of zombie extra, or at least the stunt to zombie extra acting in that show is insane. Like, just you're like, are you okay? You are hurling yourselves around to a degree that is genuinely frightening. Brilliant.
They sort of hit this sort of. I find with like Western zombie depictions, it is rage and anger from the zombies that like they just run, but they act still like humans.
Yeah,
it's almost like like they've got you in their sights. Korean zombie sort of mannerisms. It's a wildness instead of a rage, an instinct instead of a target, and so. It just feels different. Liz, please go watch and then tell us what you think.
I'm not even kidding. That's my plans for tonight.
I was going to say that there's a series of them. So it's obviously Train to Busan 2 or whatever. But they are. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page. They're remaking the first one for an English audience, which is like Train to New York.
No.
So I know watch Train to Busan, please.
That's not going to happen. I promise you that movie will never get made.
I hope. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, we can only hope. I mean, they remade Old Boy, which is, in my opinion, a straight masterpiece, and the English version is the single worst thing I've ever seen. The director should be put down for that, in my humble opinion. But there we go.
Also, potentially, Liz, watching Train to Busan, potentially, because I don't know what other movies you watch, it will also introduce you to the absolute wonder and joy that is the actor Don Lee, or Lee Don Suk, who is, you'll know him. I'm just going to say he's the boxer.
Yes.
And that is,
Yes.
he is. I love him. I adore him, and I've gone out and like in the last like half a year, I've been like, I love that dude. I guess of course he's done other movies, and I'm now like knee deep in watching everything he's done.
Nice.
And he's one of those actors where you're like, there's a Keanu Reeves-ishness there, in the sense that you're not really doing anything different in any of the films that I'm watching you in, but I love it.
Yeah. He's the kind of guy that you're like, I want you to be my dad.
I want you to be my dad
so much.
And I believe it when you hit somebody and they just never get back up again. He's
a
wonderful.
lot of what Stacey is based sort of like off of his sort of protection, the protective
sure.
element that he has in Train to Busan.
Yes.
So
yes.
that strength, but also like self-sacrifice. I I love that.
I've got to go
character.
watch Train to Busan again now.
Yeah. No, I feel like I'm going to do the same thing now as well.
I don't have a pitch for like a better or more niche zombie movie. Well, actually, no, I do have a more niche one. And I'm deviating here, but it's a movie I really enjoy called Stakeland. And as in vampires. So it's a super zombie apocalypse coded movie. It's just that the zombies happen to be vampires. Yeah, okay. So they act almost exactly like your quintessential zombies, but they are vampires. And it's great. It's a really fun, like, it's a road movie. It's like a experienced guy meets a kid, goes with kid, trains kid to look after himself in the waste. Like, it's a classic sort of thing. But I really enjoy it. It has a much less good sequel, but it does some fun things, and it does a lot of showing and not telling and not over explaining stuff.
Yes.
There's some weird shit that happens, and you're like, vampires are basically magic. I don't really care. I don't need you to explain how this has happened, because who fucking cares? And it's real cheap. It's like fun and low budget, but they do a lot with the budget that they have.
I love low budget. Low budget zombie films feel more authentic, in my humble opinion. Again,
there's not to do spoilers, but there's one of my favorite, in inverted commas, it's not good, but there's a scene with a settlement, and settlement seems fine, and then there is a faction within the world, and they fly in a helicopter, and they just start dropping the vampires into the settlement. They're just throwing them out of the helicopter and then fly off, and it's like, yep. You killed all those people.
It's
great. It's great.
Yeah. I was going to say for me was because I was going to say either Train to Busan, which obviously high praise, but I will say not so much film wise because obviously it is the opposite to that, but Resident Evil series.
Oh god,
playing that.
Oh my god,
it's like I've played. I've only played Resident Evil 4 very recently with the remake. And first of all, there's always a small individual you have to take care of. It's like, lay out. I'm just like, I am trying my best, like trying to get through these creatures. But it is absolutely terrifying when you don't. I did not know the story at all of that sort of thing. And certainly for the first 3/4 of that thing, you're like, I don't know how this poor man is just trapped in this, and I don't know how I'm going to get. And obviously, I know there's negative stereotypes and stuff, but it was one of the most gripping things. I was like, I have to finish it. And then it goes, and now we reveal the sci-fi industrial zone, and I'm like, no, I want to go back to the castle. That's where all the scary zombies are, not the ones in armor and guns.
I would also say I actually rate the first Resident Evil movie. It then got completely bonkers,
very silly.
But the first one is like, again, a really solid, like,
agreed.
Oh no, there are zombies. There's a woman in a red dress with a gun. Like, it's very tropey, but it's like well done tropey.
Have you watched it recently, Liz?
I have.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
The introduction scene, the scene where you first see a zombie in Resident Evil is genuinely unnerving.
Yes,
it's the broken foot. It's the waddling forward.
It has moments. I can't get behind that movie.
Mila Jovovich learned how to run up a wall and do a spin kick into a dog's face because she wasn't told she'd have a stunt double, so she just learned how to do that.
Like, that's awesome. I love that. And if Mila Jovovich was my wife, I'd cast her in all my films too.
It's getting spicy in here. Before we go, I want to give my recs because you all have to give yours.
So this was the game talkback you wanted, right?
Oh yeah, no, I love this.
I also will back up the recommendations of Train to Busan. What the fuck is that movie? It's outrageously good. The ending, fuck. Anyways, also, I will back up Liz's recommendation of Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. Zack Snyder can die in a hole, but he is redeemed only by the fact.
Hot takes.
But
on this
he is redeemed only by the fact that he made that movie. It is one of my favorite really zombie movies. I would also like to throw out a wild other recommendation, which is an audio drama called We're Alive.
Sure.
Yes. What a good yes. I didn't even. Oh man, sorry.
I was thinking about this the other day. I think We're Alive is maybe one of the first audio drama podcasts I ever got into.
It's the first one I
series.
Got into. Yeah. No, it's 4 seasons of the main show, and they've done some other stuff, but it is just an incredible story of zombie apocalypse, zombie survival. It is, for me, the quintessential zombie apocalypse story. It got me into audio drama. The people who make it are nice. It's just really good. Honestly, it's about some soldiers from the American Army around Los Angeles area and figuring out how to survive. It asks a lot of questions. How I described it at the time, it's what if The Walking Dead remained consistently good and knew when to end?
Yeah.
Sadly, that goes for the series and for the comic books too, unfortunately.
Yeah. So quick clarification, just making sure, is it We're Alive, a zombie story of survival?
Yes.
Or just We're Alive? Okay, just making sure, because if you type in We're Alive to Google, it doesn't tell you much, so I just wanted to double check.
Maybe go to your podcatcher that you're in right now and type in We're Alive.
Yeah.
They've recently released a new follow-up series called We're Alive Descendants, which goes kind of more into the kind of in the realm that we're working in now in this series, which is many, many years later after the initial kind of decade of year or two of figuring out zombies, really, is how do zombies evolve? What's the, how do we adapt to them? It's really fascinating stuff. Great voice acting. Go listen to We're Alive.
Most of them episodes are between 30 and 40 minutes. Ideal. Perfect. Yeah, I'll do that.
Those are my recommendations.
Oh, can I say something before we head up? Because when we watched it last year, it stuck in my head for so long, and I couldn't get it out to anyone, really. Like, it was one of those things where I was like, no one's going to give a shit if I share this opinion or not. Like, it's so non, right? Because it was Army of the Dead.
Okay.
Right? However, I have a soft spot for Dave Bautista. I think he's one of the greatest humans alive, and I would happily follow that man into battle. I think Army of the Dead was a dog shit film. However, I think the spin-off series that they did of the Codebreaker or the Cracker...
Army of Thieves.
Army of... yes, that was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. I think some of the characters in Army of the Dead were some of the best versions that you could have of survivors in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
I'm really sad that the film itself was so crap.
Can I tell you the one reason that I watched that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that movie exclusively to see how well they inserted Tig Notaro.
I was going to say the
it
same.
was such a waste. She was so wasted.
Yeah.
Well, you know the story, right?
No,
I don't know.
It was.
Let me tell you.
What's his face? The guy.
So it was another guy. I can't remember who it was. The guy.
I did hear about this.
I know
He
who
got canceled. And Zack Snyder, rather than being like, well, I've shot the movie, it's going to have to come out like it is, was like, no, this is a small enough part. I'm going to digitally insert Tig Notaro into this role.
And
You're joking.
Yeah.
Tig
Yes, I
Notaro was
remember this.
in post recast into this role.
Are you serious?
Watch Tig Notaro the entire time. She's on screen.
T.J. Miller.
It's T.J. Miller. That's exactly who it was.
Oh my god.
I remember
I have
now.
seen. This is the one that's got a weird meta plot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it's got a weird zombie plot. There's like a pregnant zombie, and then there's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah. There is too much to that movie for any single bit of it to be good. The only thing I like is some of the character development, and I do really enjoy the Codebreaker in that. In a zombie film, I think that's a really nice insert. But the rest of it can get wrecked. But the Tig Notaro bit just makes me even fucking madder now.
Oh man,
because it's like that's such a wasted. She's so funny. Why have you not used her more? And now it makes sense.
It makes more sense, right? Because she can't really interact with anybody. And, well, in certain scenes. Yeah.
I would
Let's
also
check
follow
some
Tig
out.
Notaro into battle.
Yeah, I love
Just to
Tig Notaro.
clarify.
Some sort of co-leadership of Tig Notaro and Dave Bautista.
yeah.
Like,
My dream mum and dad. Yeah, absolutely done. Done.
Well done, everyone. Well, we'll be back next week for more zombie action, where we will figure out what all the things that I just seeded are.
Terrifying.
what's
Can't wait.
what's fire, Zach? You keep talking about fire. There's fire. What is that? Can you
Explain
explain
this.
that next time? Are we going to find out what fire is?
Fire?
Yeah.
How many more mystery buttons is Bud gonna press and see what happens?
yeah.
Look.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about that. That was brilliant.
Fire
That's definitely
is
my
a
biggest
metaphor.
star for that.
Fire is a metaphor for a zombie infection.
Ooh.
Stunning.
All right.
All right, Liz has to go watch Train to Busan, so we'll...
Yes, we
we'll
must,
go and
simply
enjoy.
must let
We'll see
Liz
you
do that.
I'm so excited.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.